Hey, what's going on YouTube? LukeSaid here, and today I'm bringing you a helicopter gameplay on Armored Shield, and it's on Rush, and I'm fighting as the Americans, as you can probably tell by the helicopter. And today I'm just going to be talking about the AH Viper and the AC-130, how they work together on this certain map as the attackers. So I'm just going to start off talking about the AC-130. I know I'm not actually in the AC-130 in this clip, so I'm just going to talk quickly about that and then move on to the AH Viper. So with the AC-130, the best skill you can take with you on that is spotting and communication. Obviously, with Xbox Live you can talk across parties, so maybe it's useful to hop into a game, invite your buddy and join a party together so you can have good communication in the AC-130 and where the enemy are about. So this is really key when you're in any air vehicle, I guess, with two people in, which is only the helicopter. So the AC-130, it has its 30mm cannon and 105 round. The 105 round obviously is more powerful because it has a higher damage than the 30mm. However, the 30mm is good for suppressing buildings. I personally think it's better at attacking tanks because the 105 round you only get one shell at a time and it takes quite a while to reload that, and you have to hit it right on to get an effective shot on your target. So with the 30mm you can sway off a bit, and more rounds do hit the tank when you use a 30mm. So it kind of comes with a price. The 105, you have to be pretty accurate with it. Before the update, I'm not sure if you've noticed, but the AC-130 actually has colour imaging now, as it was thermal. However, they did an update and they've changed it to colour, which I think it balances out a little bit more, because you can't see little white people running around on your screen and then you just light them up. Now you actually have to use a little bit of initiative and look around, scan the area for people to shoot. So spotting comes in this as well. You do have to press the back button or select button if you've got PlayStation 3 to spot your targets. I know a lot of Battlefield 3 players who may be watching this do know that spotting is key in battles. So yeah, you need to spot, good communication with your player, and a good team as well. I know the AC-130 is high in the air and it's pretty much invincible up there, but the flares, you need communication with those, and the AC-130 gunners are basically helping the ground targets move up and complete their objectives, and the ground targets objectives on Rush is obviously to on the bombs and move up on this another set of bombs and move up. So the AC-130 gunners rely on the team, as well as the players on the ground rely on the AC-130 for cover. So it kind of trades off between the two ground units, pardon, and the AC-130. So I'm going to be moving on to the AH-1 Viper now. So like I said earlier, with the AC-130 you need communication. Like that, with the AC-130 you need communication in the helicopter as well. Like I said, join a party, get talking with your mates and spot targets. So I'm actually quite a good pilot. I'm not blowing my own trumpet here, but I think I am quite a good pilot for gunners to shoot. It's pretty easy to gunner. If you don't have a good gunner, then obviously your team will lack in moving up, because the enemy will have better positions than the attackers. Because on one position, where the mobile artillery spawns, which is the second defender's point, the mobile artillery, I think it primarily relies on air support, the AC-130 and the helicopter, because it's vulnerable on the ground, whether it's being attacked by javelins or RPGs or sneaky C4 planters, tanks to helicopters. So the air support really does need to look after that artillery piece, and also if the artillery hits on target, then it can be really devastating to the enemy. Also, artillery in real life and as well in this game is pretty demoralising. If you've just got constant rounds coming and hitting your building where you were in, or the objective, or whatever it might be, it's pretty repetitive and boring, just getting killed by the same thing over and over again. So the helicopter really needs to do a good job of defending that from the MiG-28 Havoc. So I'd advise obviously equipping heat seekers, and for the gunner equipping thermal optics if you have them, but if you don't, I'd advise zoom. It's a pity that you can't have the both, otherwise that would be pretty good, but you can't, so it's either one or the other. If you don't have thermal optics, then I'd have zoom. Thermal optics are pretty good on this, like I said with the AC-130. Before the update, the AC-130 did have thermal optics, and you can literally see them running around your map, running around on the ground like bloody headless chickens. It's easy, you can just pick them off. So it's really good to have thermal optics, but like I said earlier, if you don't have a good pilot, then you're not gonna get any kills. If you don't get any kills, your team doesn't move up, and it just builds up. And really, guys, the air support on this does count, and it does matter for the air support to be decent. So the ground units are relying on you as a pilot, or you as the gunner, or whatever you are. So as defenders, obviously the primary target is to shoot down the air support, whether it's the AC-130 pestering your spawn, or the attack helicopter constantly coming on gun runs destroying your troops. So one thing as a defender, SA Iglas and repetition. If you just keep firing at your heat seekers at the AC-130 or chopper, they'll eventually get shot down and your defense will be impenetrable. You'll have good ground targets suppressing the vehicles, hopefully. That's if you've got a good team. And if you're doing your job specifically shooting down air support, then you're doing your team a great job. So air support really is a great advantage on any battlefield on Rush. For example, if the Su-25 on Caspian border is taking down tanks and flanking jeeps, it can easily defend the objectives without many of the troops on the ground doing much. I know that sounds like, oh yeah, I'm getting the Su-25 to get loads of kills, but it actually does a really good job with the Su-25 shooting lots of ground targets on the floor, like it does with the AH Viper on this map. If you shoot a load of ground targets, then it does benefit your team. So I'm going to cut the video here, guys. Thanks for listening. Bye.